Welcome back to another episode of the Solution Institute, and as usual, taking this opportunity to welcome new members and subscribers. And once again, the ultimate goal is to make Africa greater than it is. We will be providing a summary solution on reducing poverty and crime in South Africa. But first, let's look at the quick history of the emergence of poverty and crime in South Africa. The colonialists invaded South Africa like they did other African countries in the early 19th century. So South Africans were ruled by white minorities from 1940s to 1990s in an apartheid government. The natives were denied their fundamental human rights as established by the colonialists themselves. Inequality became high and poverty automatically increased among South Africans. It became obvious that the oppression of the natives was dominant. The end of apartheid came, and in 1994, a democratic government was handed to the natives. Government has since changed 4 times over to the majority with one interim president only. And now the effects. These effects are both systematic and logical. Some of it was allegedly premeditated, so let's list it. Colonial rule persisted for over 60 years. There was apparent class difference between colonialists and natives. Mass unemployment. Population increase. HIV became prevalent. Remember, think about it. It's just logical. Moving on. Strategic ownership of the best resources, including land, by the colonialists. And here is where the big challenge appears. I need you to think about this deeply. Based on over 60 years colonial rule and only 16 years indigenous control, it is obvious that a 60-year-old father is wiser than a 16-year-old son. Therefore, there has been acquisition of core resources over the years, which in turn has been distributed among the colonialists, making taking over those resources almost impossible. And here comes the catch-22. If an attempt is violently made to take over control of those resources, the West will back up their own, impose sanctions on the country, create more poverty as they did in Zimbabwe, using Mugabe as a case study. Without going too far, let's just quickly stop here and provide solution to all of this. Remember, we are looking at reducing poverty and crime in South Africa. How about we revise the so-called constitution first? The constitution should be carefully and critically reviewed to reflect South African people and ideology. The Beveridge Report, as created by the British to fight the giant evils of want, disease, ignorance, squalor, and idleness, must be reviewed. A committee should be appointed to understudy this report and apply it where possible in the South African context. The head of state or president should be allowed to sit a minimum of 6-year tenure and contest twice to ensure the grounding of new policies and projects. And of course, the people are expected to elect a tactical and visionary leader. Education has to be free and compulsory to university level with strong laws backing it up. Apprenticeships also should be promoted with government allocating grants. Systematic policing, for example, community policing as practiced in Britain, should be introduced. Police officers' remuneration should be very attractive and robust. The job itself should be made honorable. Housing is another key area, and the eradication of slums should be addressed critically. And ultimately, the redistribution of resources under mutual understanding agreement using a standard measuring metrics for compensation. This is extremely important, even though largely contested against. A separate government department with competent appointees should be formulated to ensure this peaceful transfer. every single one of these solutions can be expanded extensively and is by no means absolute. However, still a starting point. Ladies and gentlemen, please like, share, and subscribe, and feel free to send concerning topics to us on our email, and let's join hands and make Africa greater than it is. Presented by the Solution Master himself. Here is the Solution Institute on YouTube. Next problem is how to tackle the sluggish development of Uganda. Your ideas and proposed solutions are welcome via email, thesolutioninstituteteam@gmail.com. Thank you.